Well, we'd like to welcome the ones that's attending today. It's a very special, important day. It's a state holiday, Confederate Heroes Day. There's one very important person from Winnsboro that we know for sure is buried here. It's Don Beatty's great-grandfather, Thomas Jefferson Gibson. He was born in 1845, and as I mentioned, it's Don and the late Roger Beatty's great-grandfather. He was a man of many times. He was a soldier. He was a farmer, a merchant, interpreter, civic leader, family man, and part showman. Mr. Gibson moved to Winnsboro in 1859. In 1861, he joined Company H, 10th Texas Cavalry for the Confederate States of America, and served in campaigns under General Bragg, Johnson, and Hood. He survived the war, and in 1865, he returned back to Winnsboro to become a farmer. 10 years later, in 1875, he hung up his plow lines. He put on a merchant's apron and entered the mercantile business here in town. At that time, Winnsboro was a growing community, and Mr. Gibson was active, local, and statewide leader, interested in progress and success of this place he called home. He built the town's first brick building at the northwest corner of Elm and Main Street, where he conducted business for nearly 50 years. He was a member of and chaired many committees dedicated to the progress of our town of Winnsboro. Always a patriot, he was proud of Winnsboro and felt that people should celebrate life with a bang. So he ordered a small cannon from Cincinnati, Ohio, to help observe our nation's birthday on the 4th of July. But he also other patriotic holidays he would like to dedicate. Gibson, he would load up the cannon with black powder and fire it off with a tremendous thud and begin its festivities. Now the crowd would cheer and roar because the celebration would then get underway. After TJ's death in 1922 and buried right here in the cemetery, the Carnegie Library came into possession of the cannon and had it on display for a number of years. Today, the cannon can be viewed at the fireplace hearth at the main reception area of the Beatty Funeral Home. So if you get a chance, I ask you to go by and see that. Now the war was only going to last a few months, but it ended up lasting nearly 4 years. There was about 7,000 people lost their lives during that time on both sides. Of course, the Union losing the most. Winnsboro itself sent a lot of troops, people that wanted to come for what they thought was right between the war between the states. I've got a poem I'd like to read, and then we're going to be singing a song. But the poem goes like this. There are bonds of all sorts of this world of ours, fetters of friendship, ties of flowers, and true lovers' knots, I ween, but there's never a bond, old friend, like this, we drunk from the same canteen. It was sometimes water, but sometimes it was milk. Sometimes it was Applejack, fine as silk. But whatever the tipton may be, we shared it together in bane and bliss. And I warm to you, my friend, when I think of this, that we drank from the same canteen. The rich and great, they sit down and dine. They gaff to each other with sparkling wine from glasses of crystal and green. But I guess in their golden potations they miss the warm regard to be found in this, as we drank from the same canteen. We shared our blankets, we shared our tents together. We've marched and fought in all kinds of weather. All hungry and full we've been. Had days of battle, but had some days of rest. But this memory I cling to and I love the best. We drank from the same canteen. For whom wounded I lay on the corner slope, with my blood flowing fast and so little hope, upon which my faint spirit could lean. Oh, then I remember you crawled by my side, and bleeding so fast, it seemed both must have died. We drank from the same canteen. Thank you. I've got one song I would like to sing, and then Denise has one. I'll back her up. I'm going to take my canteen off. This is a 6-string banjo-tar. A banjo with a guitar neck. And it clipped on here. Can you clip me and help clip me right there, darling?
Maybe.
There we go.
Okay.
See it?
Barely.
I need to get one like my good friend Joe Dan Boyd that just clips right around his neck. All right. I'm gonna step up, just get my picks and my. All right. And my capo is right here. Put on the third. Like that sound. This song is called Dry Run Creek. It's written by Larry McPeak. 1,300 died that day. It took 10 good men just to dig their grave. They buried them shallow, they buried them deep, they buried them next to Dry Run Creek. And their mamas cried, oh Lord, their mamas cried. Well, they weren't just blue, and they weren't just gray. Death took no sides, and when it came that day, they laid them down side by each. They placed no stones at their head or feet, and their mamas cried, oh Lord, how their mamas cried. When the digging was through, they gathered around. A lonesome dove was the only sound. They said their prayers back to their feet. They left their friends at Dry Run Creek. And the war had been over for just about a week, but word hadn't gotten to Dry Run Creek. They fought and died what they thought was right, but the battle that should never end. And the mamas cried, oh Lord, their mamas cried, for the battle battle that should have never been. Thank you. That's pretty sad, and I know that there's been a lot of that go on during the Civil War. Word didn't travel very fast, and battles continued, even though the war had been over. Doesn't have the communications like they have nowadays. There's one more song we'd like to do, and like I said, the Civil War started on April 12th, 1861. There was a lot of prison camps set up for both sides. There was a lot of rebel soldiers, a lot of Union soldiers that actually died during captivity because of illnesses, sickness, lack of medications that they did not have that we have today. So some got released, but some died where they was. So this song was written by Charlie Moore. It's called The Legend of the Rebel Soldier. I'm going to let Denise sing this one here as if it was one of the widows of one of the rebel soldiers. I'll try to back her up.
Please. You're crazy.
Let me get my capo here. Are you ready?
You owe me. In a dreary Yankee prison, where a rebel soldier lay, by his side there stood a preacher, ere his soul should pass him by, and he faintly whispered parson as he clutched him by the hand. Oh, parson, tell me quickly, will my soul pass through the Southland?
Will my soul pass through the Southland?
Soldier died. You're welcome.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out today. Like I said, it's very important. My great-grand uncle, which I am under with the Sons of the Confederate Veterans. I'm very honored to be there, but I had to come do my part today, and I want to appreciate Joe Dan Boyd for coming out and videotaping, and Charlie coming by and giving us some moral support. And I'm Doc Davis, this is Denise Marsoun, and we're part of the Peckerwood Junction Band, as well as Just us. Thank you, Joe Dan.